What if I told you that the government has officially confirmed a number that could completely change how much money lands in your bank account every single month, and most Canadians have absolutely no idea this applies to them? We are talking about $1,507 a month. That is not a rumor. That is not a clickbait number. That is the confirmed 2026 CPP maximum retirement payment, and today, we are breaking down every single cent of it. Welcome back to Credit Smart Canada, the channel where we cut through the confusion and put real Canadian money information in your hands. If this is your first time here, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button right now, because what I am about to share with you today is something every working Canadian and every retiree needs to understand before it is too late. So let us get straight into it. The Canada Pension Plan for 2026 has been officially confirmed by the Government of Canada and Service Canada, and the maximum monthly retirement pension for new beneficiaries starting at age 65 is $1,507.65 per month. Let that number sink in for a second. That is nearly $18,000 a year just from CPP alone. But here is where it gets really important, and this is the part that almost nobody is talking about. The average Canadian new retiree is only receiving around $925.35 per month. That is a gap of over $580 every single month between what people are getting and what they could potentially be getting. That gap exists for a reason, and by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly why. Now, to be clear, qualifying for that $1,507 maximum is not easy. To receive the full amount at age 65, you would have needed to contribute the maximum amount for roughly 39 to 40 years from the time you turned 18. That means consistent, near maximum earnings across almost 4 decades of your working life. Most Canadians go through periods of low income, school, career transitions, or time off, all of which affect that contribution history. But do not let that discourage you, because understanding the system is the first step to maximizing whatever you are entitled to. Here is something really powerful that a lot of people sleep on. If you are still working while receiving CPP, every additional contribution you make goes toward what is called a post-retirement benefit. This is a separate monthly payment that gets added on top of your base CPP pension, and it compounds every single year you keep contributing. So if you retired and are still picking up work, you are not just earning a paycheck, you are literally building additional monthly CPP income for the rest of your life. Now let us talk about timing, because this is where thousands of Canadians leave serious money on the table. You can start collecting CPP as early as age 60, but here is the brutal truth: taking it early costs you. The payment is permanently reduced by 0.6% for every month you collect before age 65. If you start at 60, that is a full 36% reduction, which means instead of $1,507, you would be looking at roughly $964 a month. That is a permanent cut that follows you for the rest of your life. On the flip side, if you delay CPP past age 65, every single month you wait increases your payment by 0.7%. Wait until age 70, and you are looking at a 42% permanent increase. Based on the 2026 maximum, that brings your monthly payment to approximately $2,140 per month. If you are in good health and planning for a longer retirement, that delay could be one of the most valuable financial decisions you ever make. The break-even point if you delay from 65 to 70 is around age 83, and with Canadian life expectancy continuing to rise, that calculation is worth taking very seriously. Let us now go through the full benefits breakdown, because CPP is so much more than just a retirement check. CPP disability benefits exist for Canadians who have a severe and prolonged disability that prevents them from working regularly. This is not a small number. Disability recipients in 2026 can receive significant monthly support, and if you are also receiving a survivor pension at the same time, the combined monthly maximum reaches $1,756.14. Speaking of survivors, if your spouse or common law partner passes away, you may be entitled to a monthly CPP survivor pension. The amount you receive depends on your age, your own CPP history, and whether you are also collecting other CPP benefits. This is something couples rarely plan for together, and it can make an enormous difference to a surviving spouse's financial security. And then there is the CPP death benefit, a one-time lump sum payment of up to $2,000 paid to the estate of a deceased contributor. In certain cases where the person never collected CPP benefits and left no eligible survivor, an additional $2,000 may also be available to the estate. There is also one more thing worth flagging for higher income earners. In 2026, the year's maximum pensionable earnings sits at $74,600, but there is now a second earnings ceiling called the YAMPE, set at $85,000. Contributions made on earnings between those two numbers go toward what is called CPP2, and those contributions will translate into additional enhanced pension income down the road. This CPP enhancement program started back in 2019, and it is still building, which means younger Canadians contributing today will eventually receive more than any previous generation ever did. All existing CPP payments also received a 2.0% increase effective January 2026, automatically applied to every monthly deposit based on the Consumer Price Index. You did not need to apply for it. It just happened. And that matters because it means your purchasing power is at least partially protected against inflation year after year. So what should you actually do right now? First, log into your My Service Canada account and check your CPP statement of contributions. Look at your contribution history, look at your estimated benefit amount, and see exactly where you stand. Second, think seriously about your start date. The difference between taking CPP at 60, 65, or 70 is not small. It can mean tens of thousands of dollars over your retirement. Third, if you have a spouse, talk about survivor planning. A higher CPP today means a higher survivor benefit for whoever is left behind. This is real money. This is your money. You paid into this system every single year you worked, and you deserve to get every dollar that belongs to you. That is the full breakdown of the 2026 CPP maximum payment and benefits. If you found this video valuable, share it with someone who needs to hear this: a parent, a sibling, a friend heading toward retirement. And if you want to stay on top of every update that affects your wallet as a Canadian, subscribe to Credit Smart Canada and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. I will see you in the next one. Take care of your money because nobody else is going to do it for you.